After being empty for 30 years, Navy Pier underwent a $250 million renovation into the #1 tourist destination in the entire state of Illinois. Got a 200-foot Ferris wheel, an amusement park, a skylight theater, a botanical garden, a Tony Award-winning Shakespeare theater, an IMAX theater, a children's museum, a glass museum. I think you get the point. Lots of stuff to do at Navy Pier. Definitely a great way to spend a nice Chicago afternoon. Over here to our right, this building right across here is the Lake Point Tower condominiums, designed by George Shipwright and John Heinrich in 1968. Now this building was originally not going to be built here, but instead in Berlin and at half the size. Their teacher, Mies van der Rohe, wanted to build this building in his hometown of Berlin. However, he never got around to it, so his two students, George Shipwright and John Heinrich, took his idea and ran with it and built a 70-story version of it in their hometown of Chicago. On the 70th floor up there, that circular portion, that is a French restaurant called Cité. If you can't remember that, that's like city, except real fancy. Cité. You can go up there and get a pretty excellent view of our Cité and have some fine wine and French cuisine while you're at it. Lake Point Tower is also notably the only building in Chicago that is east of Lakeshore Drive. Back in the day, there was a law that said you're not allowed to build buildings on land east of Lakeshore Drive, but they didn't. That building's actually built on top of landfill. A little bit of a distinction between land and landfill, so they found a loophole in the law, which allowed them to build that 70-story condominium complex on an illegal patch of land. So, not even 6 weeks after they finished that building, the law was quickly amended to include no building shall be built on land, and then in all capital letters, or landfill, east of Lakeshore Drive. Over here to your right, this white fence. Behind the white fence is the tallest building in the city of Chicago that never was. This piece of land behind the fence was going to be the site of a building called the Chicago Spire. Said to be complete in 2009, architects Perkins and Will would have been over 2,200 feet tall, but fell victim to the recession. So the only thing left is an unused highway ramp and a very sad 75-foot hole in the ground. Over here to your right, this is Riverview 1 and Riverview 2. Designed by James DeStefano in 2001 and 2004. Some of the most expensive places to live down here along the river, with apartments and condos in those two towers going anywhere from $700,000 to $1.6 million. And any one of those 16 beautiful townhouses at the base will run you anywhere from $3 to $4.5 million. Don't worry, parking spots are pretty cheap. Only $69,000 for a parking spot. Yeah, I'll take two, right? Yeah, no, not at all. There are no tour guides that live in that building, I promise. Coming up here to our right is the Centennial Fountain in full swing this beautiful afternoon. Designed by Dirk Lohan in 1989, celebrates 100 years of clean water in the city of Chicago. Now down in front, you guys see this pyramid out here? See the little hole cut out in the middle? Now at the top of every hour, on the hour, for 5 minutes, that will shoot out a 90-foot arc of water over the Chicago River. Now architect Dirk Lohan thought that would be great, that people could drive underneath and look up